Most importantly, what shocked us then, and what question we would like to get answered, is where do such people come from? What made them so? You see before you an ordinary young woman, you see some girl, who is your age, and you treat her as such. But suddenly, during the conversation, in her eyes, in gestures, you see the power that you didn't expect to face. Strength, clarity of thought, wisdom so clean, not how can I say, sometimes there is such occultism in many spiritual teachings, when you see that a person is obscured like a veil on his eyes, but here you see a clear mind and clear choice. And here it is, an absolutely altruistic aspiration to the service for the world, service for some higher idea, which the own height of which makes a person seemingly huge, as if she doesn't match to his own dimensions. He becomes voluminous that when you meet him, you want to grow too. That is, you feel here this human potential, which in fact you can come to. And I'm talking about Dmitry's disciples now. But who helped them become like that? Who in fact provoked their growth? And you meet Dmitry. And probably you meet what is called a teacher. In every religion, in every spiritual teaching, there is this concept. What is called guru in Buddhism, in Christianity, confessor, Holy Father. That is, he is always there. And I had a question. Why do I need an intermediary between me and something high, when I can communicate directly? And here for the first time I realized, actually, what such person does as a teacher, which is the most important. He is capable to take your individual selfish nature and transform it. And especially to me, as an actress, it's very understandable because all my life and life which I come across, people in it, all push me to develop this individuality. Well, even the acknowledgement in the theater, it all tells you that you are actually in the epicenter of the universe. Everything revolves around you. You, in fact, are an event in this world. And you developing, are gradually accepting and agree with this. Yes, indeed, everything is going well for me. And you walk in huge steps, but at some point you reach the ceiling, which you cannot jump over. And at this moment Cosmos sends you someone, who we call a teacher, who, looking into your eyes, sees you different, perfect, the one that you can become in 10 years, in a year, in 2, in 3, through a decade, maybe not in this life. But when you come across this, your own possible ideal, awareness of your present nothingness is very deep and develops you, because you understand that in order to become the one who he sees you, you need to make an incredible leap. And he seems to show you the best of you, and through him, through his eyes, through his attitude towards you, through what he says, you see the perfection inside of you. That is some kind of ideal, you can say, an ideal that you did not know. Well, it's like a revelation when he is asking you, then through meditation, he is leading you from the point of view now to the one that you can be. And suddenly there is such an epiphany in you when you clearly see the picture. You see the iris, that person's face. It's like not even you. But with subconscious feeling, you understand that it's you. You feel it with all your being. And here is the teacher, who is called Lama, as Dmitry always says, mother's palms. Like mother takes you by the hand and leads you to the playground. You do not know the way to the playground, only she knows. And you trust her absolutely with your heart, because you are sure that she knows the way to the playground. He takes you by the hand and leads you there, and you come there. And what is there, this in fact probably is the way of some human development. How long this way will last, when it will last, when it will end, it is unknown. But in itself it is perfect, because at the moment when you trust the teacher, tons of something just fall off from you, stuff that we call inflicted by the world, and by you first of all. These individualistic locks, blinders, bolts, huge walls that are created between you and people, through which you talk and you can't find a common language. Because what you say is devoid of that heartfelt purity, something hinders you. Because you, as in many cases, you meet a person who you see for the second time in your life, suddenly you see such a non-human force in him, like the flow of some knowledge, truth, which goes through him, and you realize that the only way to understand him is to open your heart. But it's not so easy to do. You can't say, well, from this day on, I'm now learning opening my heart and everything will be. That is, this process is incredibly complex, because right there you have a billion of thoughts, blinkers about that. So, why should I open to this person? The question comes, so how is he better than other people? Well, such moments arise. Or, well, the teacher is like, stupid idea that, well, probably, when I meet a teacher he will come down to me from heaven and say, behold, mortal, for I came to teach thee. Very valuable stage for me was a conversation with Dmitry Raevsky, what is now called by word satsang. Often teachers conduct these satsangs and probably a very important process of exchange happens there. Not even an exchange, but a transfer of some truth, which he holds. Was this a discovery for me? Rather, I understand that to this meeting I have been preparing for a long time. That is, the information for me was accumulating, and here was a thousandfold deepening of all the knowledge I already knew. That is, it turns out that I heard how a person speaks my truths in my absolutely understandable language, saying my own, coming from my heart, truth, but he shows it to me and he lives up. So, he practically applies it, lives like that, teaches people how to live. I see people, their eyes, filled with my own ideas, which I live by, and they are transformed. And they deepen many times and find strength, support, and most importantly, fire. The fire that is then, and that I feel in myself now, this creative fire, which will help me, in fact, to move on, to keep on creating something and give some kind of my creative service to the world.